Hello, welcome to the Foster and Marshall podcasts. My name is Anne Foster and I've worked within the holistic therapy field for the last 4 decades, acquiring various different accreditations along the way. And we will be discussing various different subjects throughout this series of podcasts that we are now starting and embarking upon. And I would now like to introduce Marshall.
Hello, I'm Marshall. I've been in the therapy industry for 30 years. It's been a wonderful journey, learned and met many people, and I'm so excited to be doing this with my little sister Foster, who, by the way, tends to downplay herself, but she's also a teacher. She's a wonderful teacher. And I know because I was in a class she was teaching. So I just want to put that point out. But yeah, this is going to be wonderful because when we start our podcast, we hope to have lots of lovely guests. And it's going to be very many subjects that are really, really close to our heart and very, very passionate about. And it's health and well-being, which we feel needs very much addressing because there are a lot of things that aren't quite right. So there we are. That's me, Marshall. Over to you, Foster.
Yeah, and following on from what Marshall has said, to be honest with you, in the last 5 years through the pandemic, there's been a dumbing down of the level of education.
Absolutely.
Going back to the sort of early 90s when I first trained, we had to really study the subject. The courses ran over a year minimum. And we had to cover a multitude of different things and prove that we were actually professional therapists.
And that was, excuse me, Foster, but that was with an exam at the end.
Exactly. And it was an exam where you went in and you just had to sit there and answer the questions, and it was out of a possible 100. No help, no assistance, and you had to do it within 3 hours. That has actually happened, although technology is absolutely fantastic and it really helped us all through that particular phase,
Wonderful.
it's also downplayed the field of holistic therapy, and it just made things too easy. It became tick boxing rather than actually giving things much more thought, much more consideration, and actually working with real people. Although both me and Marshall have worked with clients independently and have seen the outcome of all the therapies that we do, what's actually happening now is there's no emphasis on case studies and getting it right. It's this fake it and make it era.
Fake it, make it.
And
definitely.
we kind of want to
What's the point of faking it, Foster?
There is none, because you're actually dealing with somebody's life.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with their emotions. And our training has gone from the practicalities of aromatherapy, reflexology, holistic beauty, nutrition, along with a whole host of other things.
Hundreds.
From hypnotherapy, past life regression, to various other things to do with the mind, counselling, life coaching. We're both fully qualified in this, and I do mean fully qualified.
Well, we've changed people's lives for the better.
We certainly have. And there's that authenticity that we both have, and the integrity. And this is one of the things, and one of the main reasons, and one of the things why we decided to bring these podcasts out into the open, because we were discussing the use of aromatherapy and how that has kind of been kicked into the long grass rather than just being held as a bona fide therapy, the same as reflexology,
Absolutely, Foster.
using the meridian
Just
lines.
like apothecary has been kicked the natural medicine, whereas it should be combined. Apothecary and natural medicine should be combined in one hospital so that you have that wonderful yin and yang balance.
I couldn't agree more. And actually, that actually leads on to that huge possibility for the future for anyone that wanted to invest in possibly setting up, instead of
100%.
holistic clinics, which we both have had in our own way and in our own right throughout our decades in training. Why are we not looking at the possibility of holistic hospitals where we start with the mind, the body and the spirit, from top to bottom, from outer to inner? You've got a whole host of different therapy that can combine under one roof, not as a centre, but as an actual hospital, and in some cases working along with allopathic medicine.
And also doctors.
Absolutely.
And consultants.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That want to jump on board and go, actually, isn't this a great idea?
Yeah.
Why don't we develop this for the future? You know, we talk about the era of Aquarius and the opening up of the third eye and all of the consciousness, higher consciousness.
100%.
So I think that this is something that we would like to work on in the future.
Yeah.
But our aim, isn't it, Marshall, is to have as many people, as much interaction with you, the audience.
Absolutely.
And we're going to
phoning in live.
Absolutely. Question and answers.
Connections.
That's what we're
Because
about.
we've lost the connections with people.
Yeah.
You know, this is where it's great to have technology, and also the younger. I mean, I'm not going to go too deeply into this, but there is a lot of concern for mental health. So we'll be doing that. We're going to be really diving deep into that.
And we've got to look at what's causing us to go mental.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
What is it? Why has mental health suddenly imploded and exploded?
Yeah.
And here we are supposed to be in the modern era.
Absolutely.
And we're supposed to have a much easier life. But in that easier life, it's causing more disturbance.
It's not easier.
More disturbance on a mental level. And if we look at what we both do in terms of hypnotherapy and the psychology, you have to think, hang on, we need to kind of set some boundaries here.
Absolutely. And when I was working in hospital treating, the one horrifying thing that I am very passionate about this because I witnessed this, was bags of medication full of meds, all mixed together in a concoction. Nobody's checking it. And can you imagine what that is doing to your brain and your organs? And people have had to have had kidneys removed because they've been damaged by meds. And these medications do have a massive effect on people's health. And that's something we're going to dive deeper in on a later date in a podcast.
Absolutely. We are really going to explore this because only last year my husband had his third lot of heart surgery. And when he came out, he was in the wheelchair, and there was actually a wheelchair full of medication that he had to come home with, boxes of it. And to see your husband being wheeled out with just boxes of medication was actually quite shocking, because I thought, have I actually got enough room in the back of my estate car to fit it all in? And I'm actually not joking.
Yeah. Serious.
It is actually serious. And some of the medications that we have contraindicate one another.
Yeah.
All we're saying is medication is fine, but we need to now look at the pharmaceutical. We need to look at the pharmacist and saying, hang on, why do we need 3 pills when there might be just one that does the whole job?
And natural.
Yeah.
This is where the natural bit comes in, Foster, too.
Absolutely. And we, fortunately, our families have us who literally look to the holistic apothecary for answers and solutions. So we will use aromatherapy, we will use reflexology, we will do Indian head, we will do our massage. We actually are practicing what we preach. We're not here to necessarily attack modern medicine, but we do feel that it actually needs to be reined in.
It needs to be completely
In.
I'm so passionate about it. To me, somebody needs to, it just needs completely changing. The wards need cleaning. We need a matron back on each ward to check that everything is spotlessly clean like it used to, because I'm lucky enough to come from an age where you look at the wards and I'm telling you it was better. It's not, progress now is not better. I can't anyway. We won't go there for now, but we'll certainly go much, much deeper on this.
I can certainly second that, having gone through the year that I've gone through, where I spent a lot of time in a big hospital, in and out, and witnessing it on different levels, on different wards, different attitudes on different wards, and the approach towards the patient.
That brings in Nikola Tesla in the sound frequency vibration, because when you're actually massaging someone, that is a vibration, and you're working on every single muscle, fascia in your body, and it is that. I mean, Nikola Tesla, I'm a big fan of Nikola Tesla, so he knew what he was talking about.
And there's been so many studies on sound.
Yeah.
You know, these are all things that are really coming to the fore now, and we really must be embracing it. And this is why I think holistic hospitals, because you could have rooms where people could go and just lay down
Foster.
and listening to certain music at a certain vibration.
Definitely.
Colours behind, you
absolutely.
will see the effect of colours.
Absolutely healing and beautiful.
And each colour resonates with an auric, on our auric field.
Absolutely.
And our chakras. So if we were in a room where we had identified what chakra was needing to be re-energised and rebalanced, to have that sound vibration with the music at 43.2
absolutely
hertz and the colour, what a difference that could make.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Foster and Marshall, and we're just so excited, aren't we?
We are. It's just the beginning.
And there's going to be plenty of humour, I can assure you.
Absolutely. And, you know, as we are new to this, yes, there's going to be stumbling blocks. Yes, we're suddenly going to do something
our authentic self.
But we are actually, both of us speak very much from the
heart.
place of love, compassion, integrity, and most of all, authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
So these podcasts will actually get more and more involved as we become more and more practiced. So bear with us. Come on the journey with us. Enjoy.
Yeah.
We want the interaction. We are used to dealing with
we
the
change
public.
People's lives, Foster.
We certainly have, and we've saved a few, believe you me.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. So there we are.
We look forward to
Foster
the future.
And Marshall.
Foster and Marshall. Fireside chats.